I've seen potters on television, on the Great Pottery Throw Down, do this really quite strange technique to decorate their work, using nothing more than soap bubbles. And, well, I suppose they're using ceramic paints, but I'm going to try it using normal paints. So today what I want to find out is if the same idea can work on something very different. And I'm going to be using Resin Crete. So I'm making a bowl. I'm going to make 2 of these. I'm going to try it before sealing it, and then I'm going to try it after sealing it. So the question is, will this actually work on the material, or will it just make a mess on the surface? Which is possible, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is, I'm mixing my Resin Crete up now, and I'm mixing it up as 100 grams powder to 30 grams water. And as you know, I like to mix this up using a fork, because that way I get a much better even mix. Now if I haven't mixed enough up here, and I probably haven't actually, now I look at it, then I can always mix a bit more up. But look how quickly that mixes in using a fork, much quicker. And somebody sent me an idea of something else that you can use, and I've ordered them. I'm waiting for them to arrive. I'm going to pour that slowly, because I don't want to trap any bubbles in it and help it in any of those corners. Look, do you know what? That actually worked out really, really well. 100 grams of Resin Crete filled that bowl perfectly. All I'm going to do is go around it, do a bit of tappy-wappy to release some of those bubbles that are there, and then let that cure up. Once that's cured up, I'll pour the next one so we've got them ready. I love Resin Crete. There is a lot of these around at the moment, these eco pours, and some of them are quite cheap, but I don't think any of them are as white and as hard as Resin Crete is. And this was the first one, I think, that was out. See, can you see by tapping that? I'm not sure if it's showing, but it's releasing some of these bubbles that get caught around the edge. You only need to lightly tap it, but it is worth doing at this stage. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I carry on using Resin Crete because I think it is a superior product. And I never have any problems with it curing, and I never have any problems with its hardness or how I want to decorate it. If I've got a discount code, I'll link it in the description below. Well, this has been curing now for about an hour and a half. I normally leave it for an hour and a half to 2 hours when I'm doing a closed lip mold like this, because until your Resin Crete is completely dry, it can be a little bit fragile, and getting it out of the mold, it may not have been able to release all the moisture, but look at that. That is, oh, that is beautiful. So I'm happy with that, as you can tell. I love this mold. And all I'm going to do now is cast a second one. I won't do that on camera, because I don't think there's any point. I'll cast a second one, so I can show you if there's a difference between sealing them first or sealing them after you've done it. I love that mold. Isn't it beautiful? Makes a lovely bowl. Well, both my bowls are ready now, and I've written on the back of that one, the one I'm going to seal. And I'm going to seal it using the matte sealer by JDiction. This is specifically designed for Resin Crete, but it'll also work on other things, all eco resins really, and I use it to seal quite a lot of different things. Now for Resin Crete, I use a sponge, and I sponge it on all the way around, and then I'll let that dry for probably about an hour. Now, if I wanted to make this bowl completely waterproof, so if I was making a vase or something like that, then I'd let it dry for 24 hours and then put a second coat on, because that way it will be waterproof. I want to make sure I get into everywhere on this one. I will pop it in my curing box, which is what I did with these, to be perfectly honest. I put them in there for 2.5 hours out of the mold, and then they're perfectly cured and ready to paint or do whatever you want to do with them. If you haven't got a curing box, then put them somewhere nice and warm, and then you'll find that they will cure up really quickly. And that is the same for any eco resin that you're using. Really important not to decorate it or paint it while it's still damp inside. It might feel dry to the touch, but it isn't. And the good way to tell if it's fully dry is by touching it. If it feels cold, then the likelihood is it's still not dry. So wait until it has like a room temperature to it. And these bowls have come out beautiful. That is what I do love about Resin Crete though. You always get great results with it. Very few bubbles, if any, and you always get a lovely, brilliant white and lovely and hard finish to it. And these sponges you can wash out. They come with the sealer. You can just wash them out with water and then use them So there we go. We'll leave that to dry, and then I will show you what I'm going to do next. Well, while that's drying, I've got it in my curing box. What I'm going to be using to try this out with is the Resin Crete pigments. Now, I'm using these because I know how concentrated they are. So these are probably going to give me a great result. I'm going to try it first with the red. I'm going to add a bit of water, and then I'm going to add some dish soap, because if it doesn't work, then I haven't messed up too much. And now I'm going to give that a good mix in. Might need a bit more dish soap, I think, but these are such great concentrated colours. A bit more dish soap in there. Get that a mix round. Oh, I'm so messy. I've flopped that all up my arm. And now I can blow in that and see. That is making some great bubbles, and they're a great colour. So all I need to do now is slice those bubbles off. That's not working, is it? So let me put a bit more dish soap in there. Maybe that's what it needs. Clean up my hand. I'm going to try 3 different colours on this. I'm going to try yellow, red and blue. And I'm working on my mat as well, so this will all clean off lovely. Well, these seem to be popping really easily at the moment. Maybe I haven't got enough liquid in there. Maybe I put a bit too much water in there, who knows. We'll try on the next one. I've put some more liquid in it. I would say now I've got at least a 1-to-1 amount of liquid versus washing liquid. Bit more water in. Too much washing up liquid now. Now I've spilled some of that in there. Look, it's not going well. I will get this right. Oh no, that's quite pretty. That's how I need to do it, look. I'm really liking how that's starting to come out. Yeah, I got the mix right now. So I'm going to have a little clean up, and then I'm going to mix up a couple more colours. Well, I've decided for this one, as I've messed up the inside completely where I spilled that paint, what I'm going to do is paint it anyway. And I'm going to paint it using the paint that I've mixed up. I'm painting it just red, and then I'm going to put the bubbles over it. I've mixed up my bubbles as well. I think the pots were completely wrong, if I'm honest. I think they didn't help using triangular pots, so I've got some round pots now. But this is painting on here absolutely beautiful. If you don't use these paints to actually colour your Resin Crete, you can use them like this, and they give an amazing colour. They're so saturated. So now I'm going to let that dry like that, and then I'll put bubbles on around the outside and then on this one as well. To make this a fair test, I'm obviously going to have to paint this inside of this one. And this one's been sealed, don't forget, on the inside and the outside. Because it's been sealed, it's given a really nice texture to it on the inside. So we'll leave that texture. I'm not going to try and get rid of it. Oh, I'm liking that. Look at that inside. Just neaten that bit up. Well, that's a lucky accident if ever I've seen one that I've found out you can do with this. Most people wouldn't try this on a surface like this, and I like to try things like this. Now I'm going to let this dry and see what happens to it. It almost looks like a sunflower. I think if you painted that black and did it yellow, it would look amazing. Well, I think this is going to be the moment where we see if this is going to work or not. Now, I am going to use some red bubbles on this as well, because I think it's important to see if we can get some red on here. I don't seem to be able to get the bubbles out. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Anybody know what I'm doing wrong? I'm going to put a bit more washing up liquid in this. I think I'm blowing the bubbles too hard, maybe. They seem to burst as soon as they land on it. Well, you can see the bubbles are starting to leave some patterns behind when I'm finally getting them on there. Let's leave some smaller bubbles like this. See what they do. I'm in there as well. Yeah, I think the slower I actually blow these bubbles, the better they are at coming out. Yeah, look, they're much better. Now I've slowly done it. And now all I need to do is let these burst and then dry. And then I can stick the next lot of colours on. So I've got quite a lot of bubbles in that one now. So I may have been better to have sprayed these with a little mist of water first, because they are sitting much better on it when it's already wet. But as you can see, it's already starting to make some patterns. Right, I'm getting the knack of this now. And I think it is better having it painted first before you put the bubbles on. Then you're not going to have any white. I'm going to leave those now, let them dry, and then I'll add the other colours. Well, it's drying now, and it's definitely starting to make a pattern. Quite what I had expected. But this part always feels quite unpredictable anyway, whenever you're doing something like this. That's the sealed one. Have a look on this one. It's still a little bit wet, and there's still a few bubbles on the inside. And that has taken on some of those bubble look as well on here. So I'm going to finish those and leave them to dry, and then I'll do the yellow. Well, they're drying now, and they're drying okay. I'm going to blow my bubbles first, and then I'll show you what I mean, and then I'll just go on and put the other ones on. I'm doing blue next, so I'm just going to give it a mist. And then I can take these bubbles out once this is wet as well. And then those bubbles, look, will sit on there really easily because it's wet. And then I can just leave them to do its thing. So that's what I'm going to do for the next two colours. And then I'll come back and show you what they look like dry and how I'm going to seal them. These are all lovely and dry now, and the pattern has worked out well. I'm not sure I like the blue mixed with the red and the yellow, but the bubbles has come out beautiful. I love them. Look at that. A little bit different. I don't think it made any difference whether they were sealed or not. And what I've done is, when I saw how lovely they came out, I made another one, but just using reds, yellows, and orange. And that's how I sealed it. I really like how that's come out. The pattern is so beautiful. Really quite unique. And around the sides as well. All I need to do for this one is put a base on it. And all I've done is cut out a circle of sticky backed felt. I'm going to show you how I sealed them in a minute. On my Cricut, you can get this felt ever so easily, and you can cut it yourself by hand. That's what I always used to do. And all you need to do is peel your backing off. Now I have sealed this base as well, because it's really important to seal the base, because if you don't seal it, then it won't stick on there very well. And now you've got a nice felt base to it. So let's quickly show you how I seal these. And I think the colours will come out a lot more. So I'm going to put a bit of brown paper down because I don't want to spray onto my mat. Always wear a mask if you're spraying indoors, like I am today, and make sure you work in a well ventilated area as well, because you don't want to be bringing in the spray. And the spray that I'm going to be using is the yacht varnish. That is the best varnish there is in spray, I think. It's really hard wearing varnish, and you can get it in matte, you can get it in semi-gloss, and you can get it in gloss. I use the gloss. And I've got these propped up on some little pots as well, because then it allows me to turn them round once I've done the inside. I'm going to give it 2 coats on the inside and 2 coats on the outside. Can you hear my air purifier's just kicked in? I'll leave that about 15 minutes in between coats, and then once it's fully dry, I'll show you what it looks like. Well, now that it's dried, we can finally see what the actual bubbles did and the colours that have come out. As soon as they started to go glossy, I really started to love them. I think they're beautiful. I just showed them to my son, who said to me, do you know what? They're the sort of things that you would see in a gallery in Gran Canaria or somewhere like that. And he's absolutely right. I think they're very Mediterranean. What do you think? I love the one where I didn't mix all the colours as well, but I really do like these. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I may drill a little hole in the bottom of them and plant in them, but then it would hide all this. I might use it just for keys or things like that. It didn't make any difference sealing them first. I do like them much more with a little felt back on them, and they sit nicely here. Hope you've enjoyed that project. I've loved doing it. It's a great technique, and actually was much easier to do once I got going than I thought it was. I just put too much dish soap in the first lot. Less dish soap, better bubbles. Be sure to check out the video that I've got coming up next on Resin Crete. I think you'll love this one. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye. Oh, I'm so pleased with those.